I'm Jason Carter, and I'm sick and tired of the lack of two-sport athletes in America today.
I'm Stephen McCollum, and I'm sick and tired of athletes getting upset at their quarterbacks when they sign large dollar contracts. I'm sick of them beating up fans on Thursday Night Football tonight. I'm sick of them leaving early for halftime, when in actuality, he should be pissed off at his haircut.
I think he's talking about you, Odell. Main Event Podcast coming up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
You have fun at the game?
Oh, yeah, it was so exciting. They scored the winning hit right at the buzzer.
I think he wants to come inside ugly.
He doesn't always go down.
Got the red pure arc to that stroke, isn't it? Yeah, it's wonder coffee.
He starts to come and then he pulls out.
Put your testicles in the C gap.
Welcome to the Main Event Podcast. Jason Carter, Steve McCullum.
Hello, hello.
And we want to thank all you fans out there for joining us on Podbean, Spotify, and iTunes. Also, don't forget to like us on Facebook at The Main Event Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at The Main Event Pod. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at JasonCarter03. Always love interacting with all you awesome fans. And you can follow Steven at
SMAC500.
And that, of course, is on all three platforms as well. Well, Steven, recording this a little bit earlier, not our usual Friday time slot, but we did just get done watching some awesome Thursday night football. Actually, another terrible game.
Awesome is the way to put it. If you're not a Giants fan.
It was a terrible game, regardless. Even your Eagles fan, you can't be happy that you beat the Giants, right? Like,
only by 28 points or whatever it was.
it's like beating a blind guy, you know? You can't be happy you snuck up on the blind bastard, right? Like,
You lose either way.
because you just hit a poor blind guy. Told him what was
I
up.
just went with it. Horrible football game. But the $94 million man had another meltdown tonight. So he had the interview earlier in the week. Odell Beckham Jr. we're talking about.
Yes, called out the Giants for having a lack of heart after getting paid, which is, I say, kudos. The man just got paid and he's already talking about lack of heart. Like, usually when you get paid, you don't talk about that anymore. But he's talking about it. So I like that out of Odell this week. Did get fined for it, so the Giants did get some of their money back on that deal. And then tonight he went off on another inanimate
object.
The water cooler fan.
Yeah, well, so like you go, man, look at him. He's not happy with his fan. So I'm like, what do you do? Beat up somebody in the crowd? And I see the video, and he's beating up a fan on the sideline.
Not a real fan, just a fan.
Yeah, like an air
fan, an air blower fan.
Well, so like he's flipping out, and he's calling out his quarterback, but he knew he had these problems when he wanted that. He wanted that contract. He wanted it with the Giants. He cried like a baby about it, and then he gets it, and now he's crying that he's not happy with how he doesn't get the ball thrown to him, and all that stuff. It's just freaking annoying. And then he goes after that fan, and then he leaves the halftime early and goes to the locker room, pouting like a 2-year-old baby. If he wants to be a leader in the clubhouse and make $94 million a year, man, step the heck up. Step the heck up, and be a man about it. It's getting annoying. And like I said in the opening, the worst and egregious thing about it is that hairstyle. It's getting worse. Like, you have $94 million. Find a hairstyle that'll actually look decent.
The ramen noodles are looking a lot more ramener.
They're getting longer,
I thought it looked better. Back in the day, he kind of had the Jerry curl look going on. Now he kind of flowing free. Like,
how long has he had that hairstyle? What, 4 or 5 years now? Don't people update their hairstyle? I don't know about him, but
that's
my hairstyle changes every 6 months or so.
Yeah, it gets the receding hairline recedes more every few months, right?
First of all, it's already receded, so it's not still going.
It can go more.
What a dick.
Mine goes more.
I know, you're going to be bald hair coming up too. I'm going to laugh my ass off.
It's going to be terrible.
Main Event Podcast number 342 is going to be all about your baldness.
My baldness? What happened to your male pattern baldness, Jason? I don't know. I'm still trying to comb it over like Homer Simpson. Yeah, he busts out his comb and he keeps it going. I like that.
Lord.
But no, I think with Odell, here's the problem with Odell. He wanted the contract, and the Giants we're going to get Shaquan Barkley. This is going to help us so much better. Signing your best wideout to a big contract and getting the best rookie running back in the draft doesn't make your quarterback suck any less. And that's what they kind of failed to realize. Eli Manning got benched last year because he sucked so much. Getting these players doesn't make Eli not suck. He sucks. And it's a shame that Eli Manning is going to be in the goddamn Hall of Fame because he won 2 effing Super Bowls, both on fluke plays, might I add. But he's in the Hall of Fame, and he just sucks.
Well, that was in-depth coverage there by Jason.
In-depth, man.
So, okay, so did Eli become a bad quarterback at 36 and 37 last year and this year? Or is it possible that the team around him is god-awful? Odell Beckham isn't getting open. Doesn't have time to throw to anybody because the offensive line is horrendous for the last 3 years. Saquon Barkley's a beast when they hand him the ball, but they're stacking the box, I'm sure, against him, but he's still outrunning. I mean, he ran through that whole Eagles defense on that little 9-yard run there.
Dude, he was hurling more offenses.
And it's like, so they have the team coming up here, but, I mean, they definitely misjudged not getting a quarterback this year. But Saquon Barkley's more than just a running back. Like, I get you don't draft a running back second, but he's more than a running back. He's showing it.
He's great. He's great.
He's got 5-6 years, so, they just misjudged the quarterback situation. But more importantly, Eli would probably be a service. I know New York broadcasters, I know you're going to disagree with me on this, but, Eli would probably be a serviceable quarterback like his brother was in Denver that last year if he had an offensive line and had time to actually throw the freaking football, man. He's running for his life back there. Well, he's not running because he's old and can't move.
And they did just get rid of, what's his nuts?
Eric Flowers. But, I mean, he was a problem, but it hasn't upgraded. He's still being pressured with the new guy.
Well, I just like how the Giants said, we're going to trade Eric, or we're going to cut him unless we can find a way to trade for him. And it's like, we've all seen the tape on Eric Flowers.
And he makes like an ungodly amount of money too. Like somebody's gonna be like, "Yeah, we'll take it." I think it was $4.5 million. It's like, "Yeah, we'll take his $4.5 million off your hands."
So our quarterback can get sacked 8 times a game. Yeah, sure, why not?
Like he's more people go through him than in the New York subway. Ooh, boom!
More people go through him than my. No, not gonna say it. Not gonna say
it. Walmart. More people go through him than through a Walmart.
I'm still on speaking terms with my ex-wife, so we don't want to end that. Anyways, so looking, do you know what today is, Steve?
Today is Tuesday.
The date. Today is not Tuesday. Today is totally Thursday.
Thursday. Today is the 11th, Jason. I just looked.
On this day, Steven, in 1993,
broke out of Steven.
Deion Sanders played with the Atlanta Falcons in Miami, then flew to Pittsburgh to suit up for the Atlanta Braves, becoming the first athlete to play in 2 different leagues on the same day. Although he...
Oh, good.
The little caveat, he didn't actually play in the Braves-Pittsburgh playoff game, but he was there suited up, ready. He was on the roster, ready to go if called upon.
He didn't play in that game?
No, he did not play in that game.
He made that dramatic entry on a freaking helicopter, and he didn't even get to play?
Yep, didn't even get to play. He was suited up.
You know who was a better two-sport athlete?
Bo Jackson.
Bo Jackson. Enough said.
And you know who you don't see doing 2 sports anymore? No one.
Bo Jackson.
Nobody's doing 2 sports anymore. I mean, Russell Wilson kind of did that thing with the Rangers a few years ago.
Well, he tried to do baseball, but he chose football.
Yeah.
Well, because he wasn't going to. And then you got the Oklahoma starting quarterback that's a baseball player that wanted to play football one last year. But yeah, generally, because when you're growing up now, kids get specialized earlier. Like when we were kids, when I was a kid, you're a little younger than I am, youngin'.
You played them all.
Yeah, you played them all. You learned all the sports, and then as you got older, like into junior high or whatever, you picked a sport you liked or 2, and you went toward that side of it. Now it's like kids that play baseball only play baseball. Kids that play football only play football. And they go to all those camps all the time and all that stuff. So that's why you don't see it. It's the whole specialization, which I think actually hurts the sports because who are the best tight ends in football? The guy in San Diego that was a basketball player and didn't even play football till college. Antonio Gates, a lot of the basketball players did other sports and everything. A lot of the baseball players, in the major leagues that are really good, like Bryce Harper played other things besides baseball growing up,
right.
And things like that. So I think it hurts it if you just get specialized early as you focus on one sport. So, and my other rant is all these helicopter parents that go out to these kids and make them throw splitters in 7th grade because they're going to be the next pitcher and throw out their elbow.
Don't be throwing the splitters.
And then they suck at every other sport because they haven't played them, and then the kid has no future in anything. So he ends up being a PE teacher and hating life and Being mad. Oh, that's a personal thing. Never mind.
What horrible subject do you teach? what was that? What was that movie or that show? No, it's Family Guy where he's like, hey, I'm the coach of the baseball team, and then Stewie's like, oh, what class you teach? And he's like, I teach shop. Because your teacher always taught something weird, right? Like,
yeah.
They were just went at it like.
Yeah, it wasn't like, or it was like remedial math.
Yeah.
Or something like.
Hey, I was in the remedial math class. Son of a bitches.
It was always like, what do you teach? PE. My track teacher in junior high, I don't remember his name, but he was a track star in college. Like he was a well-known guy in track, but it was just funny. He was a PE teacher and then taught track, And it's like, so basically you run all day long. Interesting.
You don't run in PE. Like, once you get to PE in high school, you do no running. Like, they literally don't care about you. So, I was playing baseball.
So, like, just go smoke behind the bleachers?
Pretty much. Like, so I was playing baseball, right? And I got hurt. And they're like, hey, we gotta, like, put you in, like, PE. I was like, dude, F off. Really, man? Like, no, fuck you. I'm not doing PE. So, I ended up doing PE, right? And I'm in this, like, horrible PE class. And, like, the teacher, like, they made us do like little exercises and whatnot, like, stretching. And then you're just sitting there with all the potheads and stoners. And they're like, all right, go outside and walk around. Like, nobody did anything. Like,
you got beat up playing dodgeball, didn't you? Little Susie,
we didn't even play dodgeball.
Susie knocked you out playing dodgeball, didn't she?
We didn't even play dodgeball.
So, yeah.
I wish we would have.
Little Susie hit you in the head with the dodgeball, and you cried, and you were embarrassed. So you hated.
So
PE
I was totally
that.
against PE, and then this cheerleader got hurt, and she couldn't cheer anymore. So she got moved to the PE class too.
Here comes a sex story.
And I was
everybody.
like, what is up? I don't remember her name. I think it was like Stephanie. There was always like a bunch of blondes in my town that her name's Stephanie. I don't get it. This girl, she was a looker. Went out on one date, took her to the Cotton Patch Cafe down there in Texas.
Did you guys share a shake? One shake, two straws?
No, we did not. I wasn't as cool as Zach Morris.
Stephanie, would you like to go get a milkshake with me after school?
I wasn't as cool as
after
Zach
we get
Morris.
done with PE.
Zach Morris had so much game, man, in high school.
He didn't. We just thought he did. He was kind of a loser.
He had so much game. He was the man. Wait, you a Slater guy? Ooh, speaking of birthdays, and Slater yesterday, Mario Lopez's birthday.
Yeah, we made a birthday cake for him. He never showed up for the party. I texted him.
I know.
He never showed up.
What's up, AC?
I know. I know. You never responded to my text, Slater. What the hell? You're too cool for us now? Now that you're doing whatever the hell you're doing?
He does Inside Edition.
He's still doing that? I thought he was done with that.
I think so. No, because he was on that horrible. Who was that? Who was that guy? Gary Bottaducci? Was that the Partridge Family kid?
Yeah.
He was on that. They did that.
Yeah, the men talk thing.
The men talk show
with Dick Clark, and then Dick Clark died.
But it was terrible, and like it was more like gay guy talk. It's like you guys like are you talking like real stuff that guys talk about? Like guys like talk about drinking, goddamn beer and
because you can't talk like that on network television, Jace.
At 10 in the morning. Like what the hell? Like what guys watching that show? Like guys are out working. Like that was a dumb idea.
Says the guy. Says the two guys that don't have jobs.
That was a really dumb idea. By those guys.
Yeah. No, I don't think Inside Edition's still around anymore, is it? On NBC?
Or is it Extra? Yeah,
no,
I think it's Extra.
Extra was Mark McGrath.
Mark McGrath, the guy from the band.
Sugar Ray, he did one of those shows too.
Really, Sugar Ray did Extra?
He did one of them. Which one did he do?
Mario Lopez. He did Big Brother. I know that.
We have an expert on Mark McGrath here sitting with us. We could ask her.
You're an expert on Mark McGrath?
She's shaking her head no.
No. Let's see here. He is American television host and actor. He appeared on several television series.
Freaking looking at
That's all I got to figure out. The sole host of... he apparently was the sole host of X Factor or something like that. Hang on, let's see. Wait.
Mark McGrath was on X Factor?
No, Mario Lopez.
Oh.
Let's see her career Dancing with the Stars. He was on Dancing with the Stars.
My favorite thing about Mario Lopez is like when he first started, like in Saved by the Bell, he spoke perfect English. And then like toward the end of Saved by the Bell and like when he started doing other stuff, he started like rolling his R's like a Spanish person.
Yeah.
It was like all of a sudden he figured out he was, he wasn't white. So he's like, I can't do it because I'm white, but he started like rolling his R's and everything when he talked, and it was like what the heck?
I always
dude?
suck
like, out of nowhere. It was
He
hilarious.
hosts a Hot AC edition on iHeartRadio Countdown. So I don't know what he's doing now. I guess he's not.
Oh my God! Did you see? Hold up, Mixtape Tour is coming to town. Did you see this?
Mixtape tour?
Mixtape Tour, like in May, it's going to Talking Stick here in Phoenix, but it's making country. It's going everywhere with you. It's got the OPP dudes. Who's down with OPP? I can't remember who they are.
Yeah.
It has, I believe, New Kids on the Block. It's got Tiffany. More importantly, it's got Debbie Gibson. Only in my dreams. As real as it may seem.
Did you ever make a mixtape for a girl?
Yes.
How was it? Like, what'd you have on it?
I don't remember, dude. You've seen the stereo I got in the garage there, man. What do you think that was bought for?
That was bought for your mixtaping? Did you now? So when you made your mixtape,
Remember when you had to do it off the radio live?
did you like record it? Yeah, and you had the recorder that you would have, and then you would like.
Oh no.
Did you record your voice too?
No. I'm way more sophisticated than you were.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I had an actual radio that you could hit the record button, and it would actually record what was on the radio. And if I talked, it didn't even like hear my voice or anything.
Oh yeah, so I had that too, but then you could do your mixtape. So you record that, and then you would put the tape into your voice recorder. Then you would record like your love notes for,
Why would you want to ruin a mixtape with
Tiffany.
your voice?
Well, just tell her what that song meant to you. Like when you listen.
No, I never did that.
See, that's how I did my mixtape.
No, dude, you let Tiffany or Debbie Gibson or Madonna, do the speaking for you, Jason. They are love poets, man.
But then you have to be
they
like,
wrote songs about love.
Babe,
and
here's what this song meant to me.
only in my dreams. You don't have to tell her. Debbie Gibson's telling her that you only see her in her dreams, and it's as real as it may seem, Jason, because it only happens in my dreams.
I don't know, okay. So, anyways,
I'm trying to remember Debbie Gibson lyrics.
there's a band actually that I was listening to the other night.
Yeah.
JB and the Moonshine Band. They actually have a song called Mixtape, where it talks about if I made my mixtape for you and like everything he would include. And he remembers the days of the mixtape, so I look forward to the mixtape tour coming out.
Well, it's a bunch of like old school. Like I'm sure Debbie Gibson can't sing anymore, right? Like,
she could probably still rock it. What's she look like now?
I don't know,
She
dude.
still
but
got her fastball?
when I was a kid, I was in love with that girl.
Debbie
I ain't
Gibson.
gonna lie.
What about Pat Benatar? We Belong.
Pat
That
Benatar is like as old as your dad.
That was mine.
She's not young, dude.
I don't even think she's still alive, is she?
I think she is. I think I would have heard if Pat Benatar died.
Pat Benatar.
What was the song she sang?
We belong to the Lord, we belong to each other.
I set you up for that. What an awful song. Like, that's what you go to for... What? You didn't go to Lita Ford? More importantly, you didn't go to the rock princess god,
No.
Joan Jett and the Blackhearts?
We Belong.
You went straight to Pat freaking Benatar, the crappy one? You missed We Love Rock and Roll? You missed Lita Ford and Ozzy Osbourne?
Heartbreaker. You're a heartbreaker.
You went straight to... Oh my God, you're an embarrassment. Why are we even doing this? This is embarrassing. Pat Benatar?
Because that would be the song that you would put on the mixtape. That's why.
A breakup song?
No, We Belong.
Oh, because we belong together. No, dude, you do Debbie Gibson. You do Prince. If you want to get dirty, back then, remember Prince and his sexually
you throw a little Genuine on that thing.
Genuine wasn't around back. The hell's wrong with you?
They were around when I was making my mixtapes.
Oh my God, I moved on to CDs when you were making mixtapes. Obviously, Genuine. When were you making mixtapes? 2016, Jason?
Hey babe, I made you this mixed MP3. If you have an SD reader? No, okay, well that's fine.
I made you this tape. I'm like, what?
Hey babe, what's your I put this.
You do like R&B, man. You put like like New Edition songs on there. You put like a Keith Sweat,
Casey and JoJo.
Keith Sweat.
Casey and JoJo.
You totally do a Keith Sweat song, dude. And then you don't put your words over a mixtape to tell her what it means. You let the artist who wrote these love songs speak for you, Jason.
Well, sometimes you guys.
No wonder you didn't like mixtapes.
Extra in there, like, hey, babe.
You have like
Like, so after you play
Every R&B artist.
after you put on there, I hate everything about you. You gotta be like, look, man. So here's what that song meant to me. That song I just thought that song was good.
Again, totally different era from mixtapes if you got that song on your mind.
That was 2003.
Oh,
that song came out.
You were making mixtapes in 2010.
I wasn't making mix. You know what I was doing? I was actually making those songs my MySpace profile song.
Salt and Pepper is there too, but isn't one of them dead?
Salt is dead, I think.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Salt and Pepper, they're still
Oh,
alive.
I'm thinking of TLC.
Yeah.
Left Eye died.
Yeah.
After she burned down Andre Rison's house.
Poor Elle.
Bringing it back to sports. But no, like the whole mixtape, every artist back then, like Keith Sweat and like
Brian McKnight.
Yeah, they spoke in the middle of their songs. So you know what, Jason? You didn't have to speak to the ladies. Brian McKnight spoke for you.
Whenever you sing "Start Back at
We
One,"
belong together.
Do you always hold up your numbers when you're singing in the car? If you're like,
yes,
1,
you're like a dream come true.
Then you're like 2. You always like do the things, right? So, yeah.
I'm being corrected here by our audience, and it's
our new producer.
Yeah, it's Peppa, not Pepper.
Trying to make it sound better.
So yeah. So my apologies, Miss Salt and Peppa.
Speaking of salt and pepper, man, how about the salt that freaking Khabib this past Saturday night threw on the corner of McGregor after winning? Like, dang, he just went out over that cage.
I believe
fans were going nuts. They were like, is this WWE or UFC? Like, me has I get there's like purist MMA fans out there, like, all right, whatever, just like purist boxing fans. Me, just as a casual fan who likes seeing a whole bunch of like crazy shit, I loved every second of that.
My favorite thing about that was Drake was in the crowd, and at first he looked like he was going after. First of all, Drake, shout out.
He was in town on Monday.
Yeah, I know, and he wore Devin Booker's high school Moss Point jersey.
Weirdest crowd in the world.
And they made
a Drake concert.
And they made, side note here, and they made like a big deal out of him wearing Devin Booker's high school. Nobody knew that was Devin Booker's high school jersey. Like, who would know that?
Dude,
anyway.
I went to
side note
Westgate. Before we get back to this craziness at UFC, I went to Westgate Monday night, just having a chill night, whatever with the bros. And we get to Westgate, like, man, there's a lot of cars here. That's weird. And we're like, well, hockey game isn't going on because it's like 10:30. So we're walking by and there's that Tacos Tequilas place that's just like thumping this music. I was like, if you guys play it louder, I don't think it's going to attract more people, because once you get inside, you can't even hear each other talk. But I guess it's like clubbing, so I don't know if you really need to hear it talk. Anyways, so we're walking around.
All you heard was
dude, it was like crazy. So we got to McFadden and is like, hey, what's going on tonight? Like, oh, there's a Drake concert, and then they all started pouring out. I look at my buddies, and I'm like, do you think that the girls who went to this concert were getting dressed and said Drake would like this? Because that's literally what it reminded me of. I felt like they all just wore pretty much the same thing. There's a lot of Kiki shirts. There's one that said, Kiki doesn't love you, get back in your fucking car, bitch. I was like, oh.
Did it say that?
Yeah, that's
not a hell of a shirt.
That's not one you could buy. That's one that she had made, I think.
Was that all in the front, or did it go into the back, like that 7 Up yours?
So it was a girl. Oh, dude, make 7 Up yours, classic, right? Man, I want to make 7 Up yours shirt now. Do you have one of those? I had one of those.
No, but
my mom hated it.
Was it like that though? Was it Kiki doesn't love you, and then the back is like, get back in your car, bitch?
So she had big boobs. So on front it was Kiki doesn't love you, and then it was get across her nipples, and then on her under boob was get back in your car, bitch.
So graphic.
Yeah.
I feel like I was there.
Yeah, I had to explain. I had to paint the picture for you here on podcast.
First of all, Drake sings Kiki.
Yeah, he's the one that sings Kiki, do you love me?
God, I hate him even more now. So anyway, going back, and 2 nights before, he was in Vegas, and Khabib jumps over the railing there, and Drake, they have video of Drake literally leaning in like he's gonna go after Khabib, and fight him, and then all of a sudden you see his eyes get really big, and he's backs off
he's like, oh
he's
shit.
like, what am I doing? Okay, settle down, tough Canadian rapper.
No, so it did come out today that Khabib and McGregor are both been suspended in Nevada. The Nevada Athletic Commission has suspended Conor McGregor and Khabib temporarily until a hearing can be held, which will be held on October 24th, so 2 weeks be held, during which they'll vote on their indefinite bans.
Why freaking suspend them for 2 weeks? They're not going to fight in the next 2 weeks.
Well, we did expect him to fight 6 months ago when Conor was throwing trash cans at a bus,
that's true.
which apparently this is what it's all about.
So-
Khabib was mad that Conor threw a trash can at the rental bus, and
So basically-
he didn't buy the insurance, so he had to pay
Yeah,
for that
right.
window.
So UFC has basically become like boxing now, where like all the fans buy the fight because they get overhyped on this could be the greatest fight ever, man, and they don't do their research. I'm not even a UFC guy, but it's like, and the reason why I thought Conor would win was because Khabib's a wrestler, and I didn't think Conor would be dumb enough to get in a wrestling match with him. Boy, was I wrong, because it's all he did was wrestle. But then all the people in the crowd are pissed off because they're like, I don't want to watch two guys rolling around with each other on the thing. I want to see a boxing, fight. And it's like, you guys don't follow UFC at all. Like, that's the style of it. It drives me batty that fans do that. So the fight wasn't very good to begin with. It was kind of boring. Conor does take a couple. He does not have a glass jaw, though. I will say that. But what's up with his tapping out all the time? This is the second fight now. I think he's tapped out. Like, be a man, right? I don't know how painful that is. But,
It's a pretty painful maneuver there, Steve.
I'm just calling you out, Conor.
This isn't like WrestleMania 13 where Steve Austin didn't tap out to Bret Hart to do the double turn.
If you have an issue with me calling you a wuss, Conor, you just let me know, and I'll meet up with you in a dark alley somewhere.
I'm glad he listens to the show. He'll call him next week. But no, so some news on the McGregor and Khabib. Dana White says that Conor McGregor wants an immediate rematch, so not too sure when that's going to happen.
Well, Conor said that. He tweeted it out right after the fight. Then
McGregor teammates denied calling Khabib a slur, so some racial stuff going in there.
What is a Russian slur? Because he's Russian. Like, drunk?
Yeah.
Vodka drinker?
Drago, you Putin lover.
You stand in line for toilet paper. Do they still do that in Russia?
And then Khabib threatens to leave UFC if his teammate gets fired. So I hope there is a second fight, because I hope Conor walks to the ring. Conor doesn't have a hair on his anus if he does not walk to the octagon wearing that stupid headdress that Khabib wears. I think it's a Russian thing, but don't have a hair on your taint, dude, if you ain't wearing that shit to the octagon next fight.
Oh my God, the freaking visual I have right now. Thank you.
Of the hairs on his taint?
He's not a hairy guy. You think he does? Let's break this down.
I mean, yeah, I know what I mean. He's got pretty straggly beard.
Let's move along.
Anyways, the night was stolen, though, UFC. There was that brawl, which was awesome. But afterwards, it wasn't even people talking about the brawl. People were more talking about Derek Lewis,
my hero,
who is America's hero now, and will fight Daniel Cormier at the next UFC in like less than 30 days. Yeah. He's fighting for the championship now.
Like the next day, you're like, he's fighting UFC 230, and I'm like, that's like 3 weeks from now. And you're like, yeah. And I'm like, holy crap.
But this is Derek Lewis's interview with Joe Rogan after he knocked out this Russian chump.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off?
My balls was hot.
I understand. Listen, man, what you just did was absolutely phenomenal. That was an incredible comeback victory, and it shows one of the reasons why people love to watch you fight, that you can put it all to bed with one shot.
I told them boys, I got nothing heart. They keep underestimating me. Shit, I ain't all that technical and all that, but shit, I'm getting there. Fuck it.
No one will question your heart, sir, after this. Let's take a look at the knockout. This is a come-from-behind knockout, the likes that we haven't seen in a long time. And you were looking for that big haymaker all night. You found it in the last minute of the fight. Talk us through this, Derek.
I forgot a few hours before the fight, Donald Trump called me and told me I got knocked this Russian motherfucker out because they're making him look bad on the news. Him and Putin and shit. Fuck what they talking about. USA in his home. Fuck.
Listen, Derek, you came into this fight the #2 contender with that knockout. You're absolutely one of the top guys in line for a shot at the title next. So tell us what you think about that.
I need to sit my black ass down and do some more cardio. Fuck what you talking about right now. I ain't trying to fight for no title right now. I'm no gas tank like that. Shit.
Listen, Derek, you're one of the most entertaining guys in the sport. Congratulations on an amazing victory, and thank you very much for a really, really entertaining fight.
Thanks for having me. Hey, maybe next week or sometime, about 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna come on your show and smoke some weed with you.
Anytime. tell you right now. Derek Lewis, ladies and gentlemen.
So much awesomeness in that post-fight interview, right? First,
yeah.
I mean, so first, you obviously didn't see it, so Derek Lewis had his pants, he took his shorts off after the fight. He takes his shorts off, and when Joe Rogan goes into the octagon to interview him, this official's over there like, hey man, put your shorts back on, because he's just wearing his like little spandex deals and sponsor agreements and all that stuff, needs his shorts on. So that's when Joe Rogan's like, man, why'd you take your pants off? Because my balls was hot. You've got to have USA in this hoe t-shirts made, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Like, that's the most patriotic thing I've heard all year.
But then I mean, it's just classic because the guy's just, Donald Trump called him because Putin
knocked this Russian motherfucker out.
It's just funny, they're like, title fight. Like, who does that in a match where you're like, hey, you want to go to the title fight? Most people are like, oh, kill him. I'll kill him right now. And he's like, shit.
Shit,
sit down and get some cardio.
My black ass needs a chair. Let's go smoke some weed next week, Joe.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, he kept it open. Like, look, next week or the week after. Let's get together.
Let me know you want to smoke some pot on your podcast, Joe Rogan, and I want everybody who bought this to know that I'm going to go smoke pot.
Well, it was funny because like you obviously didn't see that fight because we were working, but I was like telling you, I was like, man, this Derek Lewis thing is like, first of all, the knockout was awesome if you're a fan of that stuff. I mean, it was just a clean hit on the chin, and the guy was out. But then just that interview afterwards, like nobody interviews like that. And I was like, I told you, because I couldn't find the clip at first. Nobody had the clip up, so I was reading it to you, and you were laughing. I was like, wait till you see this guy talk, man, about it. It was freaking classic.
So Derek Lewis, Daniel Cormier is going to happen November the 3rd, 2nd? 3rd. November the 3rd it's happening at UFC 230. I look forward to that. I hope he wins, because that's a man who needs to be champion.
That was another fight where the whole fight was boring. 4 seconds to go, and he just catches the guy right on the chin properly, and knocks the guy out. So, I mean, but it was another one of those boring fights, and you even heard him say it. He was winded and everything, so... He's got to take care of those balls, though.
Yeah, he got to take care of them balls. He does have a pretty solid Instagram game, though, with his meme game. And
my favorite thing is you sent me a picture, and it had, like, 4 pictures on it, like a collage.
It was, like, Arizona, 115, Equator.
Yeah. So I'm like, what the hell's that last picture? So I actually zoom in on it, and I'm like, oh, it's his junk.
It's Derek Lewis's balls, because they're hot.
And his underwear. Thanks, Jason. I'm all zooming in to figure out what it is. And I'm like, great. I just zoomed in on a dude's junk.
A black dude's junk.
In his underwear.
You always gotta say black dude. It makes it sound better.
I'm trying to keep it. I don't see color, Jason.
Oh, okay. Well, he does. His black ass. His ass is black. So, speaking of hot, we got some hot college football matchups coming up this weekend. Couple of pretty solid ranked games, I guess. We got first off, let's see here. What do you want to start with? A little Georgia and LSU.
Ooh, where's that at?
No, it was going to be in the Death Valley, LSU, Louisiana. Goats, Tigers.
I said LSU's reign was coming to an end, and Coach O's honeymoon's going to be over. And I was wrong then. I was wrong the week after, and I'm going to LSU this week, which means they'll lose.
Whatever. Eddie O all day, baby. I will take can't take number 2 Georgia. I gotta take LSU for the win, even though Georgia's coming in as a touchdown favorite on the road. Washington at Oregon. Washington 3.5-point favorites. They're ranked number 7. Oregon ranked number 17. That game coming at you 12:30 Mountain Time.
Washington.
Dude, Oregon, they've been playing some tough ball. You badmouth Oregon last week. Oregon's going to get it done against Washington. They will knock them out of the playoffs this week.
Don't call me out on that.
I got to call you out sometimes.
But no, I mean, Oregon does play well in certain situations, but Washington's tough. And if their quarterback plays a decent game, Oregon's not going to be able to compete with them. So,
Wisconsin, number 15 at number 12, Michigan. One of these teams is going to be handed their second loss and out of all contention to even make a run at the playoffs. Michigan, 9.5-point favorites against Wisconsin.
I know, I don't know how I feel about that. And a lot of the national people are picking Michigan to win this game, but I'm going Wisconsin.
You know what? I will go Michigan for one reason here and one reason only. Big game Harbaugh sucks at big games against ranked top 10 opponents. Wisconsin coming in number 15, so I think Harbaugh gets it done.
You know why you go with the Badgers? Because we don't need no stinking Badgers.
The Badgers.
Old joke.
But
Badger? Badger? We don't need no stinking Badger.
So those are all your ranked games this week. Any other football games that stick out to you?
ASU has a bye. Who's U of A got this week? So we can make fun of U of A.
U of A,
again.
no idea. Not ranked, know that.
Oh, you're just looking at the ranked ones?
Yeah.
Notre Dame's playing this week, but they're not playing a ranked team?
Yep.
Notre Dame's going to make the playoff, which there is nothing more disconcerting than a Notre Dame team that's going to get blown out by 60 in the playoffs again this year.
You know what? I think Notre Dame's going to have a good game with. They're playing Pitt this week. I think they're going to have a good game in the national title game when they lose to University of Central Florida.
God damn it! Move along. Enough of this silliness.
Enough of this.
Enough of this silliness going on in here.
All right, on to the NFL. We already saw one game down. The Eagles are now officially in first place.
They're 3-3.
They're 3 and no, yeah, they're 3 and no. I think the Redskins are still in first place, right? Hang on, the Redskins are 2-2 because they had the bye week. Eagles are 3-3 now.
I thought because they were 2-3 going into this game.
So who has first place there? I don't know. But anyways, Eagles they're tied up.
Doesn't matter.
At the top.
Nobody has a winning record in that conference.
Nobody wants that the East Division in
and
the
it's
NFL.
bad football too. It's 4 bad teams.
4 very, very bad teams. But let's get started off in the South. Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons 3-point favorites at home.
You know what? I pick the Falcons every game, and they keep losing them, so I'm going to stick with the Falcons.
They will win one of these days. Jameis Winston is coming back off a bye week. Oh, famous Jameis. He is going to get it done, be licking his little fingers and all that stuff that he likes to do.
That Falcons defense being so injured is just killing me picking them, but I just have no faith in the Buccaneers. I don't have faith in Jameis Winston. I don't have faith in Dirk Cutter. I don't have faith in anything piratey.
You know, man, sometimes you just got to have faith.
Arr.
Steelers taking on the Bengals in Cincinnati. Cincinnati getting spotted too.
Bengals, baby! Bengals got Joe Mixon back. He looked awesome last week again from his knee issue. Steelers are having problems left and right. Antonio Brown is still mouthing off about God knows what. Le'Veon Bell is still complaining he's not getting paid and doesn't want to come back till the bye week. Ben Roethlisberger hasn't found an opposite team member to throw the ball to he doesn't like. Bengals, baby, all the way.
Steelers put up 40-something points last week, my man. Steelers going to win this game. It's not going to be close. Chargers taking on the Browns. Chargers 3-2. Browns 2-1. Still hanging on. Cleveland.
You going Cleveland?
They are the favorite, my man.
I know. Can you believe that?
They are 1-point favorites at home against the Chargers. I'm taking Cleveland.
Here's the thing, though. I was listening today, and all these people were saying that weather's going to be bad in Cleveland. But in actuality, it's going to be like 70 degrees and like calm in Cleveland on Sunday. And I picked the Browns that second week, and they let me down. And I'm not going with them again. They have to prove that they can win more than 4 games. Even Hugh Jackson was surprised on the sideline they won last week. Like, he was even like, holy shit, we won. Like, you can read his lips. Like, it's like amazing because their place kicker actually made a kick finally after barely made that game-winning kick, right? But yeah, Chargers are going to win this one.
Interesting thing about the Browns right now, they should actually only have 1 loss, but they don't. They should be 4-1 going into this weekend. They're not, but this is the week they get over the hump. They will be a winning team. They will have a winning record for the first time in God knows how long. Browns are going to win.
What and what? Oh
should be 4-1.
Get out of your dream world.
Seahawks taking on the Raiders in Oakland. Seahawks 2-3, a couple of wins here last few weeks. Did they win last week? They won the week before. No, they lost last week.
They beat the Cardinals.
They lost last week. And the Raiders, who were 1-4, won a few weeks. Seahawks 2.5-point favorites in Oakland.
Seahawks.
Yeah, I like the Seahawks there too, but they're both really bad. Yeah, it's gonna be a
horrible game.
That's a horrible football game, dude. Not turn into Fox for that one.
I feel sorry for anybody that has to watch that game.
Yeah, don't you hate it if you're like living Idaho? Isn't that like the game they give you?
Yeah, and you have to get that. Yeah, right.
You're like, oh, really? Like,
and you don't like both teams, but you have to watch it,
right?
Anyway. Yeah. You're like, I want to watch football, but I don't want to pay for DirecTV.
Can we move this game to London?
Yeah, it's so awful. It's going to be a horrible game.
The first place Chicago Bears coming into Miami. Bears are 3.5-point faves.
After a bye week?
After a bye.
You know what? Miami hasn't let me down all year except for that New England game, so I'm going Miami.
Well, Miami let you down last week if you were paying attention.
I didn't pick them.
Oh, you didn't pick them? Anyways, I'm picking the Bears. Mitch Trubisky, he is my quarterback 1 this week on my fantasy team, on one of my fantasy teams, because Drew Brees had 2. I call him Mitch. He likes Mitch. We're friends. We're BFFs.
He's not good.
He had 6 touchdowns, 2 weeks ago.
I knew that was
6 effing touchdowns, man. Dude's a touchdown machine. And Mitch Trubisky, he's going to get like infinity touchdowns this weekend.
Who were they playing when he did that?
I don't remember.
Exactly.
But remember the Buccaneers. They're playing Buccaneers.
Exactly.
And he's got to keep the magic up against these Florida teams. So Mitch Trubisky going to get infinity touchdowns. Book it right now.
The momentum was killed with that bye week.
Cardinals 1-4 after picking up the win this past weekend, taking on the Vikings in Minnesota, who are 2-1. Minnesota 10-point favorites.
It's actually moved to 11.5 today. I heard. So.
This was the updated one I got. I know.
Oh, did it go back to? It wouldn't have gone back down to 10.
The money line.
Yeah, holy crap. Oh, yeah. Dalvin Cook is supposed to play this week, so he's supposed to be back. I can't even give you an exact reason why I think the Cardinals even have a chance to win this game. So, Vikings by 33.
I'll be the homer here. Give me the Cardinals, baby, to cover. Vikings are going to totally win this game, but I think Cardinals cover.
That's stupid.
What?
Quit being stupid.
They cover. They cover. He covered 10-point spread.
What idea gives you what? They barely beat C.J. Beathard last week, for Christ's sake.
Dude, have you seen what the Vikings have done on defense lately? Nothing.
Have you seen what the Cardinals have done on offense lately? Anything?
They hit Christian Kirk for 85 yards.
Woo! One play, and then they did nothing the rest of the game, Jason. Nothing.
Colts at Jets. Colts 1-4 need to win big time, taking on the Jets, who are 2-3. That Robbie Allen Darnold connection matched up last week. Robbie Allen ended up 2 touchdowns, 135 yards, something like that. They are 2.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, I don't know who to go with on this one. I'm gonna go Colts. They're gonna step up this week and have a rebound game.
The Giants just got done losing in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Guess what, East Rutherford? Put your hopes in the Jets. Jets, Jets are going to win this game, go to 500.
What does the Giants losing have to do with anything?
Because they played in East Rutherford. Now East Rutherford needs a new team in New York. So, boom, the Jets are there to help because the Giants are just god-awful.
The Eagles are 7-2 in MetLife Stadium since they opened it. If anything, it's the Eagles Stadium.
Well, all right, Panthers and Redskins playing this weekend. Panthers 3-1, Redskins 2-2. Washington, though, 1-point faves.
I'm going Washington. They're going to dominate the ball. Cam Newton's going to struggle after the bye week. Let's go Skins.
I would go Washington here, but one thing I did not like last week, and I was hearing it on the broadcast, driving in the car on the radio. Alex Smith was not hitting Jordan Reed at all in that game, and Alex Smith is known for hitting his tight ends. Alex Smith made Travis Kelce a household fucking name. But for some reason, Jordan Reed, who's one of the better tight ends in the league the last few years, Alex Smith just can't find the connection with. I heard it several times last week while I was driving, like, oh man, Jordan Reed was wide open. Alex Smith didn't even see him. Oh, Jordan Reed was wide open. Alex Smith thought about it, but decided to go another route. Oh, look at that. He finally hit Jordan Reed for 20 yards, and that's the only catch he got. Alex Smith needs to hit Jordan Reed, and until he can figure out that connection, they're going to lose. So give me the Panthers. Bills at Texans. Texans 10-point favorites against the Bills. Man, Bills been playing some good ball. I like the Bills here.
I do too. Bills are winning this game. Houston is god freaking awful. Why does Bill O'Brien still have a job?
Because they overtime win against the Cowboys, who Jason Garrett decided.
I know. Remember, I told you. I was like,
they don't go for it. Garrett beat himself.
I told you we need the Cowboys to win this game, and they're going to let me down, and they're going to actually lose it. And what happens? Just stupid Cowboys.
Stupid Cowboys. Rams at Broncos, kicking off the afternoon games. That's a 105 start, where the Rams are 7-point favorites and Mile High.
The Rams are only 7-point favorites? You kidding me?
Mile High is a tough place to play.
The Broncos suck. The Rams are like the best team in football.
It's still a tough place.
Rams.
Yeah, give me the Rams on that one. Ravens at Titans. Battle 2, 3, and 2 teams. Titans are, though, 2.5-point dogs at home.
You know what? I'm still salty about the Ravens losing to Cleveland last week. So it might have been a look-ahead game with the Titans coming up on the schedule here. So I'm going to go Titans at home.
I like the Titans at home as well. I mean, this is a team that just beat the Eagles just 2 weeks ago, you know? Although they did look like complete dog crap the next week.
Yeah, no.
Anyways.
That's the NFL for you this year.
NFL for you this year. Jaguars coming off a loss last week, traveling to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Jacksonville, 3-point favorites, and Arlington.
Jacksonville. They're going to rebound because they played in the rainstorm last week. And Blake Bortles looked like you expect Blake Bortles to work.
Yeah, he looked definitely.
But even
he
the defense was not there, and the Cowboys cannot do anything on offense to save their lives. So yeah, Jacksonville.
He looked very Blake Bortles that last week. But Jalen Ramsey, in rare form this week, was actually talking about how Dak and Mariota cannot be compared. And he said Dak seems to extend plays for the Cowboys. So Jalen Ramsey not talking any crap on Dak Prescott. I think he's going to take it easy on Dak this week, and the Cowboys are going to get a W.
You think Jalen Ramsey's going to throw the game, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sunday Night Football, good matchup here. Chiefs at the Patriots. Chiefs 5-0. Patriots 3-2. New England still 3.5-point favorites against Patrick Mahomes.
In New England?
In New England.
Yeah, and that spread comes because Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have like an ungodly record against young quarterbacks, like quarterbacks under 23 years old. They seem to dominate them. But you know what? I'm going with an upset on this one. I'm going to go Chiefs. This will be the last game the Chiefs win before they start their slide, and then for their first round playoff loss.
Nope, Chiefs running the table all year long. They will win this game against the Patriots. Monday Night Football. We have no flex on Monday Night Football.
Unfortunately,
so we are stuck with the Niners, 1-4 with what's his name? Burkett. Burkhardt? Burnett?
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. The B guy.
CJ?
Against Aaron.
Those of us that know him call him CJ?
Yeah, we call him CJ.
I text him, I go, yo, CJ.
Yo, CJ. That's my CJ. Against Aaron and Green Bay, 9.5-point favorites. I'm surprised this spread isn't higher.
Well, here's the thing, though. I bet you it was adjusted down because Aaron Rodgers came out tonight and said that his knees had a setback.
Ooh.
So I'm sure that's what's keeping the spread down a little bit there. But yeah, if the Cardinals can beat the 49ers, the Packers better be able to.
If the Niners win this game on Monday Night Football, I'm going to be shocked. And that's we also have the Lions and Saints, who are both on byes this week. Good moment Monday Night Football with Drew Brees, right?
Oh my God. If you're a parent, especially of boys, but even a girl, and he gets it. First of all, NFL, I get it. It was a penalty because they were celebrating. But one, you knew they were going to stop the game to celebrate it.
Did they throw a penalty?
Yeah, they threw a penalty flag on the team for celebrating that touchdown. 15-yard penalty. They didn't advertise or anything. Remember I told you, there's a flag on the field.
Oh, really?
And they didn't say anything. Then when they came back, the kickoff was like from the 40 or whatever because there was a penalty.
Yeah.
So I get it. But seriously, NFL, why be a Scrooge? And then did you see the laminated, stupid flyer they gave him with the football? Like, oh my God. Put a hologram on it or something, right?
It's like, congrats for making AB honor roll, Drew.
My favorite is he's walking with the ball that does the thing, and he's got the laminated sheet, and he handed it to his wife, almost throwing it away.
But he almost took it. The cool thing I thought about it, and I noticed it right off the bat when the touchdown was scored. Everyone's like, "Oh my God!" The fans like, "He did it! His fingers were automatically up because they only got 26. They're at 26 points. His fingers are automatically up. Look at the sideline. Go for two. Before he even celebrated his thing, he's like, we're going for two.
Well, then they stopped the game.
They came in and they're like, hey, he's like, oh yeah, sure. And, stopped the game. He got the ball. He hugged it.
Gave him the ball.
And then he got that little congratulations.
It's so funny.
He did the, what was it, take, shake, and a picture thing? Did they do the picture?
So, they brought his family down to the field. So, he gets the ball from the referee, congratulations. Because Drew Brees was mic'd that night, so we got a lot of the inside stuff. And then, he gets the ball, and he goes to the sideline with a laminated sheet and the ball, and his wife and kids are there. And in that moment, he's like, hey, kids, look what your dad did, he's all proud of himself, and everything. And then he, hugs his kids, and he says, you can do anything you put your mind to in this life. So in the biggest moment ever of Drew Brees, this is a big deal. And in this moment, in Drew Brees' life, the first thing he says to his kids is, you can be whatever you want in life. Brings a little heart tear to you a little bit,
Drew Brees, all-time passing yard leader. Great moment. I think the better moment, though, was Peyton Manning coming out, who I guess held the record for, the last 1,000 days?
1,000 days is what Peyton said?
Last 1,000 days.
It was his happiest 1,000 days of his life, and now Drew took it away.
And Drew Brees definitely going to be passing the touchdown mark as well. So Drew Brees, man, was he 5'10"? Is that what he's billed at? 5'10"?
Well, they say he's 5. He's ranked at like 6'1.5", but they say he's 5'10". I mean, you watch videos of him, dude. It's so cool because he's behind his line and he's like on his tippy toes and he's peeking over him. So like when he pumps the ball, he's got to like put the ball down and like touch his helmet to like get it back up again so he could throw. Like that's what's so amazing about it is like. You know, even in San Diego, he was doing the same stuff in San Diego. I mean, not to the certain extent, but, you know, he definitely is one of the better quarterbacks in the league. He's a good guy. He had a lot of family problems. Like him and his mom didn't get along and stuff. So he had a lot of family problems. He's the right guy. It's even more special because it's New Orleans when Katrina rolled through and they had to move to San Antonio. You know, the team, they rallied around that team. Remember they were showing the crowd and like guys, like grown men were crying because he broke the record and like, I mean, this was a huge deal. And then, like I said, and you know, and I hate this phrase, but everybody was saying it, you know, but they're like, oh, he does it the right way. And I hate that phrase because, you know, nobody's out murdering people or whatever, except for Aaron Hernandez, and nobody's going to say he did it the right way.
I saw like Gronk U of A jersey at Ross.
Yeah, you told me that. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So you know, he did it the right way. So you're just happy for the guy. I mean, he's literally a guy that at Purdue didn't expect to do anything, and now he's like one of the greatest quarterbacks. I mean, now in this day and age where everybody passes, you know, but then it's even more special that he knew he had 35 yards to go, and it's like he drew up that play for that receiver to get so wide open, and then like they knew it was a touchdown. You know, it was just a special moment. Jason kind of teared up a little bit. I didn't care about the 500th touchdown later in the game because it was a blowout game. I didn't really watch that, but no, that was a special record. More importantly, as long as Brett Favre doesn't hold it, I'm happy.
Drew Brees and Sean Payton, second greatest.
They just don't have the championships.
Yeah, like they don't have the titles, which is why I'm putting them second greatest. But those two, like, they love each other. You can tell they genuinely love each other. Like, if Tom Brady, you know, like did that, like Belichick wouldn't have hugged him and kissed him like Drew Brees and Sean Payton did.
Well, Jason, funny you bring that up. That's why I don't understand the Tom Brady is the GOAT thing, because Tom Brady has done nothing close to what Drew Brees has done on the football field.
He has won championships with horrible defenses because he's just Tom Brady. I know he's not. I know he doesn't play defense, but the stuff he does, like the Saints, if they had a good defense, like I think the Saints' defenses are probably better than what the Patriots have.
Think about this for a minute. We're gonna break this down.
Bounty Gate defense is what they had.
Hold on, let's break this down for a minute. Who do the Patriots play every year? Like, what's their biggest competition in the playoffs? They had the Colts a bunch of years with no defenses, right? And the year the Colts had a good defense, they lost, and they didn't make it to the Super Bowl, and the Colts won it. You know, who else was the Colts? San Diego was good for a few years there, and that New England was beating or whatever. I mean, the Saints in their own division had Carolina was good and dominating. Atlanta's been good and dominating. That's just in their division. Then you had the Steelers, who were a top-ranked. Oh, that's an AFC team. Yeah, sorry. I lost my train of thought here. But you had like good NFC. The NFC thing's harder to get through than the AFC is what I'm getting at. And don't quote me on stats because I forgot them all, but the NFC's hard to get through than the AFC is. And the Saints have had horrible defenses. They can score 50 points, you know, but they're going to lose 60 to 50.
Yeah, so. They're going to give up 55. So I don't know. The only reason I say they're the second best is because of championships.
I know, but then we bring up another argument. Like, I think Joe Montana's the better quarterback, and you go, why? Well, Tom Brady's been there more. Who cares about championships, Steve? Let's change things to fit you, Jason.
Change things to fit. Yes, indeed. That's what we do on the Main Event Podcast. We change things to fit me, but one thing we do not change is us. I don't know.
Baseball playoffs?
Oh, yeah, shit. I was getting ready to close her out there. I forgot the baseball playoffs are going on, and nobody really seems to care because you can't fucking watch a goddamn game. Really, MLB? Like, just the goddamn fucking MLB playoffs are fucking on TV. Did you even fucking hear about it? No. The Dodgers and Braves played FS1 on Sunday night. Did you hear anybody mention it during the fucking NFL on Fox on Sunday? No, you fucking didn't. And it's fucking bullshit. MLB, your sport is fucking dying because who the fuck is a marketing genius? Like, I don't care what you gotta do. You better fucking ride Mike Trout and Bryce Harper's dicks. They will be fucking docking the rest of the goddamn fucking years they're fucking playing each other. And that's what you need to fucking do if you want to get anybody to care about your fucking irrelevant goddamn fucking playoffs. I'm spitting a lot. Anyways, yeah, so the Dodgers play the Brewers, which I really like the Brewers in that matchup. And then you got the AL, who's Houston and the other team.
Take a deep breath.
Red Sox. So I like Red Sox there just because I hate Houston. But yeah, let's go Red Sox Brewers. Who you got?
You're sweating a little bit there. You all right?
Sorry, dude. Sorry.
Okay, so anyway, what Jason was talking about was we can't watch any of the TBS games because the TBS app doesn't load properly, or they say it's blacked out.
Yeah, no, we don't have one.
So like we have to watch it through another screen. It's awful.
We're not the only ones suffering that.
Yeah, no, it's everybody.
The little nerds that watch the esports too. They can't even watch esports on TBS.
Yeah, so I mean,
Nerds.
that's what his rant. If you can get past the curse words, was
Well,
all about,
also
so.
Fox made no mention that Dodgers and Braves are playing FS1. I literally got to the bar and the Cowboy game was on and the Dodgers and Braves game on, and I said something like, "Oh, dude, so and so, for the Braves hit a grand slam." Like, "Oh, they're playing right now?" I was like, "Yeah."
Well, yeah, I mean,
and then I also said, "Oh, hey, and
Milwaukee played earlier.
the Brewers are going to the NLCS." You're like, "Oh, I didn't realize they played already."
I just assumed it was an afternoon game. But the Astros pitcher said it best. Does LeBron play at 7 in the morning? Does Tiger tee off at early morning too? Because it was just ridiculous that Cleveland-Houston series was middle of the day. Nobody expected it. Same thing with the Brewers. I get why the Brewers don't get respect because, the Cubs led to, in Ellen.
And this is their first time to really, be relevant in years. But the Astros won the title last year.
I know. That's the thing. It's like, what the heck? And that was the series that I think everybody would have rather liked. But they're two small markets compared to New York, Boston, and L.A., and whatever, Atlanta.
15 years ago today, not to interrupt.
No, you go.
But I'm interrupting. Was the infamous brawl again with the Yankees and Red Sox where Don Zimmer charged Pedro Martinez and Martinez made the 73-year-old man pay.
That was so freaking awesome. There was no... Pedro wasn't winning in that situation. He was either going to get beat up by an old man or he was going to beat up an old man. And god dang it, I'm so happy that he beat up the old man. I love Don Zimmer. He was a feisty old guy, but god damn, there's nothing like an old man getting a beating that sometimes makes you smile.
And after the fight,
right?
Pedro was getting painted.
Right?
He was getting painted the black eye and all that stuff. When Don Zimmer said, "Hey, I was the dumbass who's 80 years old and went after Pedro Martinez." So
he sidestepped him and grabbed him by the back of the head, just threw him to the ground. It was so awesome.
Great
well,
stuff.
anyway, so yeah. So baseball playoffs are going on, and Colorado's been eliminated. Yankees were eliminated. Cleveland was eliminated, and Atlanta was eliminated. So it's Brewers with the best record against the Dodgers. And I think that's a good matchup. And I was listening to a thing today, and Milwaukee was saying they're going pitching by committee. And they're not going to go with a standard pitching setup. They're going to go with stats and, matchups. So
analytics, baby.
So they're going to go with an unorthodox. I mean, Craig Counsell is flat out telling the media that don't expect a traditional pitching matchup here because they feel that's their best advantage against these Dodgers. Because the Dodgers have some bats when they're on. So I'm really rooting for Milwaukee in the series, obviously, because I'm not a Dodgers fan.
I'm going to bust out my Ryan Braun jersey. Tomorrow, I think I might even wear my Brewers Sausage Run shirt that I bought in spring training and I have yet to take the tags off of.
God, why is everything sausage with you?
I just love sausage. Today,
Daddy, would you like some
today,
sausage?
Speaking of sausage, is National Sausage Pizza Day.
Is it really?
Yeah, in case you're wondering.
Why is there a day for... Hold on a second. Why is there a day for everything? Holy crap. Pizza Day? National Pizza Day is not good enough? We got to have National Sausage Pizza Day? When is National Hawaiian Pineapple Sausage Day? Otherwise known as Crap Pizza Day.
That day should not exist because that should never be added on a pizza.
When National Donut Day? When's National Crispy... Cream filling donut day? When is National Chocolate Day? Oh, National Hershey Chocolate Day? Seriously, what the hell's going on? Why is there 9 things in a day? I mean, we had Columbus Day and we had Indigenous People Day. Can we make up our minds? What do we call that day? What do we call it, Columbus Day still? Or do we call it Indigenous People Day? I don't even know what an indigenous person is, but why are we calling it that? Are we supposed to celebrate? Because 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and now the thanks for that is we call it Indigenous People Day?
2018, natives are taking your money at casinos.
Was I supposed to go to the casino that day and gamble?
Speaking of Indigenous People Day, I do want to make a quick mention since we are talking about baseball.
Why are there 1,000 things in a day? Can we answer this?
The Indians did rock out Chief Wahoo one last time.
Oh, yes.
On Monday. I think it was really just the FU to all the PC people. They actually were wearing the blue tops that said Indians on it there in bright Indian red. That's probably racist. And then they had, the Chief Wahoo on the shoulder, and they had the standard red bill, dark blue Chief Wahoo hat. Chief Wahoo, in case you don't know, that's his last game to ever be featured on the Indians uniform. Hopefully they get him back on for throwback night or something like that. That'd be nice touch. But we'll see how that goes. Probably protesters will be at the ass. But the time has come. The PC police said, Chief Wahoo, you got to get rid of him. And they agreed to, in order to host an all-star game in, I think, 2019 they're hosting? So next year or 2020, something like that. But Indians got rid of Chief Wahoo. It's a sad day. He's probably my favorite logo. He's awesome looking. He's just amazing. He was fun.
Why do they call it Chief Wahoo? Like, I feel that's the most insulting thing about it. Like, right? Like,
Wahoo, because when you score, like, wahoo! Right?
Dude, I don't know. I feel like that's the most insulting thing. Like, that'd be like calling him, like, runs with deer. Chief runs with deer.
Well, Chief Wahoo, so I was looking at the Chief Wahoo over the years, right? Was born in 1947, so, 2018.
It was a real person?
What years is that? Well, no, that's just the
joke.
old
People, that was a joke.
The old Chief Wahoo. I actually like the 1947 Chief Wahoo.
Yeah, he's got legs.
Yeah, look at that legs, bat.
He's got chicken legs, dude. Look at that.
He had an earring. 1948 Chief Wahoo, just the front face Chief Wahoo.
What the heck is 49 got on?
I don't know what the hell he's wearing. He's wearing.
Is that a crown?
I don't know. Is that when that song?
Did they win the championship in 49?
Maybe.
Because he has a crown on his head.
Yeah, 47 they must have won it, huh? Right, 48? Yeah, I don't know. But 49 wearing a crown, and then also in 49 they just had the... so he has these eyes looking up at the crown. The other one is the right profile, right side of the face, 1949. And then they switched in 1951 to go the left profile. Don't know why. Then they changed it in 73 where he had a baseball around it with him taking a swing. I didn't like that logo at all. Then... that went for 5 years. 79, though, is the Chief Wahoo we all grew up to know and love. Pretty much went back to the Chief Wahoo of 1951. So there you go. Chief Wahoo, you will be missed.
So we have a guest in studio today, Sasha Lee something.
Sasha Lee Lou
and she's
Horner.
Part Indian. So how do you feel, Miss Lee Horton, about the Indian mascot?
That was totally wrong.
Oh.
Completely wrong.
Chief Horton?
I'm not going to be answering.
Horner.
Completely wrong.
What?
So
this is totally not going well right now.
All of it's wrong.
What's all wrong? All the names are wrong?
All of it's wrong.
all the mascots are wrong? What about the mascots?
So Chief Wahoo is no good? You don't like him? It's insulting to you?
No,
The
it's
Washington
not.
Redskins?
It's not.
The Atlanta Braves? Who, by the way, all three lost on Indigenous Peoples Day.
Yeah. And who's the football team? The Redskins, but there was a fourth team.
No, it was Redskins, Braves, and Indians.
Oh, that was somebody else. So you are okay with the mascots?
I'm not insulted by any of it.
Well,
I
there you
am
go.
insulted by the way that people talk about whether it's Columbus Day or all this other kind of stuff.
I think she's putting us in our place right now.
Well,
That's
good thing
it.
she does not have Snapchat, because she's not been happy with my Snapchat on Monday.
It's a different situation. I mean, I think that if you were to actually really pay attention to the history of what he did and how many times he lied to the person that was paying for his journeys while he was supposed to be searching for all of this land and doing all these things.
Are you going
There's
into
so much more to it.
Are you going into a Columbus rant right now?
And it has nothing to do
We are on a
with
Columbus
sports,
rant.
So you guys should not have included me in this.
So this is the political hour. Hey, do
Yeah.
you see that motherfucker Kanye in the Oval Office today? Holy shit! Is that fucking illiterate Negro just hanging out and
Okay,
shit?
Don
Right?
Lemon, settle down, Don Lemon.
Don't randomly include me.
Mental note. We weren't even talking about Columbus. We were talking about Indian mascots.
Exactly. Which I said I'm not offended by. The
Okay.
answer to that is
So
no.
Columbus bad, Indian mascots good.
Yes. So Kanye in the Oval Office today.
Would have been better if it was a chick, though.
What?
You'd
I
be
do
okay.
think it'd be
You'd
cuter
be okay if it was a chick.
girl. Yeah.
A
Yeah,
girl
but
Indian?
back in
They probably got girl
1949,
Indian.
you weren't going to have a girl Indian as a mascot because
Yeah.
men ruled back then.
You're only gonna see
Men
her
ruled back
eyes.
then.
It'd be prettier.
I don't know. Chief Wahoo is pretty pretty.
Meh.
She's not into Chief Wahoo.
Chief Wahoo, he's a good-looking dude. You're gonna be missed, Chief Wahoo.
So I think that's more insulting than anything. But whatever.
That Kanye?
Chief Wahoo.
No.
I don't.
You know what? Talk about Kanye.
Not on the main event podcast.
I just think it's awesome that he went to the Oval Office and said "motherfucker." Like,
yeah, I know.
And I also like that his password to his phone is 00000.
Yeah, I know, right. We learned so much about Kanye today.
He pulled up a GIF to show Donald Trump, and he literally puts the password in his phone that's 00000.
Yeah, and my favorite is like watching all these clips of all the media people just flipping out because how dare a black man named Kanye be in the White House with Donald Trump? Because obviously Donald Trump is just using him as a trophy.
And it's gotten to the point where black people are saying that Kanye doesn't read, and that's what happens.
Yeah,
That's what happens when you got a Negro that doesn't read.
Like they're literally calling. My favorite was on CNN was Don Lemon and then two other black people, and then a white guy. The white guy literally is like,
the white guy didn't know if he should laugh. He's like, they're all laughing,
they're all giggling.
They're like making jokes about Chris Rock and this guy not being read and Dave Chappelle, and the white guy's like, and they go, it's okay. He's all like, I don't know. I'm not quite sure, Jim. Hang on. I think I lost you.
It's a funny clip if you want. I mean, it's not funny. It's actually pretty insulting, I think. But it's funny to watch the dynamics of the one guy sticking out there, like trying to figure it out.
Sticking out like a white thumb on a black hand.
So, so Columbus, no good. All right.
There you go. You learn something new every day. Indigenous people, thank you.
Hockey season started.
Yeah.
Are we okay with hockey in the room right now? Are we okay with hockey?
Canadians and Russians probably should stay away from that one too, but I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about next week on the main event. So do want to thank everybody for listening to the main event podcast. We'll see you back next week. Thank you for listening. Make sure you share it with your friends, like us, rate us, do all that stuff on iTunes and Spotify. Get our ratings up. More people will like us. We'll get some ads. We'll get some money, and we'll do some cool shit. And we'll videotape it for y'all to see because God knows we're going to include you. Anyways, thanks for listening. God bless you. God bless the troops, and God bless America.